welcome to my world and welcome to my new set. Finally got my room all sort of set up, got some new shelves in, all nice and full for the most part, a couple of empty ones just to fill up with new games. And speaking of new games, today's video is a gaming pickups video, part 1. I haven't done one of these in about a month and a half now, and because of that I've accumulated a rather large amount of games. I've got a massive pile of them down here, so I'll split them up into multiple videos. At the moment there's going to be enough for 5. Who knows, depending on how long I take between releasing these episodes, there might end up being a part 6 with anything new that I've got currently on order. So anyway, let's get straight to it with part 1 of my massive multi-part video pickups. So, we'll just turn around, got them all in this nice little shelf here, this spare one, and we'll start off with a Game Boy game. And it is Pokemon Red Anniversary Edition. So you can get it there without the lighting. If you remember from the previous pickups video, I think, or maybe the one before, I got Pokemon Crystal Anniversary one, which basically was a Twitch Plays Pokemon hack that they used to stream Twitch Plays Pokemon, where people in the chat type in instructions and it goes through into the game and they try and complete it, and they did. Obviously before they did that, they did one for the original generation. So I've been having fun messing about with this one. I haven't played too much of it just yet because I wanted to play it on the old Game Boy, but I didn't have my charger with me until I got all my stuff back. Yes, so I haven't got around to playing too much of this, but yeah, it's a nice hack of the original. So I'm looking forward to see what the differences are with this, because I really enjoyed the Crystal one that they did afterwards. So just put that on the shelf there. Next up, a more modern game for the Nintendo Switch. I think I own this on possibly the Wii U digitally. I'm not entirely sure. I'm definitely 100% certain I own it on something else digitally. But got this physical, is Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams Ultimate Edition. There we go. 2D platformer, with the gimmick of this being that you switch between the two sisters. One's light, one's dark, and it affects the entire level when you switch between them. Things get dark or get light, different pathways open up, things like that. And only one sister can collect certain collectibles, the other can collect others, and you have to do tricky shots like jumping and switching between the two and landing on other platforms. Really fun, and it was nice and cheap. I got this for less than a tenner. I'm always happy to get new Switch games under £10. So I'll put that over here, show that off. There we go. Don't know how that, so I'm going to be on camera. I think, is it too low down? Yeah, I think it's too low down. Whatever. Let's put that there. There we go. We'll be able to sod it. Can't see them properly, I don't think. Whatever. Yeah, okay, next game, PS1 games. So, obviously the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series, one of my favourite series on the PS1, the original 4. And 1 and 2 is getting remakes later this year, cannot wait for those. But I was looking through and I realised I own Tony Hawk's 1, 2 and then 4 on the PS1. I owned 3 and 4 on the PS2, but it's like, why don't I own the PS1 version? So, picked up Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for the PlayStation 1. Obviously there are differences between this and the next gen versions. Graphics aren't as good, obviously. There's some more levels and extra stuff in the PS2, Xbox, GameCube versions. I'm not sure if there's like a specific level that only this version gets as opposed to the other one, or if I'm thinking of the 4th game. But yeah, it's just nice to own all the the 2 main versions of it. So Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 there. Really fun game. And next, a bit dusty. So I went on eBay. I was just looking through. Every now and then what I like to do is I've got a save search with all the different consoles that I own, and it'll search obviously just for those games, and I'll sometimes put newly listed or ending soonest and see if I can grab a bargain either before anyone else or just before one goes up. And one that I noticed was Doom on the PS1. So this usually goes for about £10 to £15 on its own normally, and this cost me I think £8 or something. But it wasn't just Doom, which by the way I'll talk about a bit more in a second. It also came with free Tomb Raider, The Last Revelation, for no real reason, and just remembered, just over here, also came with a still sealed Tomb Raider comic from back in the day. No real use to me, but kind of cool. Just put that over there. Yeah, so I got a free Tomb Raider game. Not the biggest fan of the Tomb Raider series, but it'll be nice in my collection. And yeah, so I got Doom for dirt cheap plus some free stuff. And what I like about this Doom is it also includes, is it Ultimate Doom or something? Basically it has all the original sort of Doom levels with the DLC expansion as well. And it plays and sounds great on the console. So it's a really good version to have in my opinion. Right, next we have some 3DS games. So some of you might have noticed the UK charts recently. Was it Bravely Default 2? Well, it's not technically 2, there's a new one coming out that's 2, but it was the second one, the sequel on the 3DS, and it's currently been in the UK game charts again. Reason being is that Argos have been selling a bunch of 3DS games dirt cheap, and because that particular one tends to cost a bit more usually, lots of people grabbed it up just to sell it. There was also the special edition version as well. I wasn't interested in that game because I'm not going to play it, so no point in me buying it. I'm not going to sell it on that scalper. Plus, I don't even think it was in stock near me. Have seen on some Facebook groups a person posted a bundle of 10 of them. They were selling them for £16 each. They just bought up all the stock in one of the local stores for like £3 each and were going to sell them on for 16. Fuck you. I actually just left the group because it was an admin of that group. So I thought, if this is the kind of group that you're running, sod you, I don't want to be a part of it. Anyway, usually with Argos they're terrible. Because if there's anything I want, it's not in stock anywhere near me. Or it's also not available for delivery near me. Why? I don't know. I don't think they understand what the postal service does. Crazy. But I was lucky with these, and they actually had 3 games that I wanted for cheap and in stock. So I picked up Super Smash Bros. For 3DS. This was the last one I needed for the collection, and I own all of the Smash Bros games, and it's pretty good even on the 3DS. I'll have some footage on, and I will warn you, it is from an emulator. It's not the best at the moment, the 3DS emulator, but it does its job for what I need it for. I also picked up Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. They did sort of an extra part like they did with Superstar Saga. So I now own all of the Mario & Luigi games on the 3DS, with the exception of Partners in Time, which they never ported for whatever reason. Bit of a shame. I've currently actually been playing this about halfway into it now, I think. Really, really good, thoroughly enjoying it. And lastly, Kirby Triple Deluxe. Big fan of Kirby games, so yeah, picked this one up for nice and cheap, and it is classic Kirby. Can't really go wrong with that, can you? So I got all 3 of these games for about £32 with next day delivery. So I was really happy with that. I'll put those over there. Again, I don't think you can actually see them. You can see the tops of some of them. Anyway, next a game I was sort of aware of but never really paid any attention to it because I just thought it's probably crap. And then I was on a Discord channel and someone was talking about how they just paid $85 for this game. Yeah, that's a lot of money. So I'm thinking, okay, that's a rather expensive game. So I looked it up. It's like, oh, it's a 3D platformer. Looks actually pretty good. It's got good reviews. Looked up to see how much it was in the UK. Significantly less. Turns out for some reason this game is incredibly expensive and a bit hard to come by in America. Over here in the UK, easy as hell. PS2 version is the cheapest, which is actually a PAL exclusive. Then the Xbox version, usually about £8 to £10, and the one I got is the GameCube version for £8. This one, based on my short amount of research, is the best version apparently, which I was surprised. I thought the Xbox would be. But yeah, it is the Animaniacs The Great Edgar Hunt. And I played a bit of this so far, the first level. Yeah, really enjoyed it. When I saw it was a 3D platform and I saw a bit of footage, I thought it was more like going to be a linear style one, kind of in vein of the Crash Bandicoot games. But no, you've got, you know, collectathon style, like a Mario 64 inside a level, and you have to collect the Edgar awards. That's the main goal. There's lots of different mini games to do, different objectives. Really enjoyed just playing through the first level of this, so can't wait to really dig into that at some point in time. Then of course, because I'm still sort of collecting demo discs, got a official PS2 Demo Disc there. Let's see what's on it. James Bond, 007, Everything or Nothing, Rainbow Six 3, Downhill Domination, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, oh that's just playable cheats, sorry. Whiplash, Crash and Nitro Kart, a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that just goes to my demo collection, and of course in the future I do plan on doing a rather large video on my demos. So yeah. Next, with the hype around Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time being released later this year, I was like, I need to own all the Crash Bandicoot games, and I was only missing one. Obviously not every version of them, I just sort of own one console version of each. But yeah, it's like, okay, I need this one. It's Crash Mind Over Mutant, the last one to be released, I believe, before the remasters came out and before he was put in Skylanders as well and completely ruined. And because this was the last one and not well received, and I'm guessing not many people really bought it, was actually the most expensive Crash Bandicoot game I've had to buy, pre-owned anyway. And this ended up costing me £15, I think it was. But yeah, it's there, complete in box, and it's weird how it sort of, everything runs and plays and looks like Crash of the Titans, which was an interesting game. I've always said it's a good game, just a bad Crash Bandicoot game. Put any other, make a new IP with that same gameplay, it would have been fine. But because it was Crash Bandicoot, it's like, that's not what Crash Bandicoot should be. This is basically the same, it's just more of the same, but it just doesn't seem anywhere near as good anymore. Don't know why, I didn't really have fun with that. But it's the last Crash Bandicoot game until the new one comes out, so yay, and I want it. Okay, next up, mentioned earlier how I got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 for the PlayStation 1 because I didn't have it, but I do have the PS2 version. I was looking up things about it, and it turns out that the Xbox version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 is sort of the definitive version because it has some exclusive levels to the Xbox, exclusive characters, and more content. So, I picked it up. Why not? Big fan of the series, I love the original Xbox, so I'm very happy to get this as well. Obviously came nice, complete in box, and yeah, it was actually really weird at first playing a Tony Hawk's game on the Xbox because I've never played one before on the original Xbox. My only real experience was with the PS1 for a while, a bit on the PS2, and I think I might have played one of them on the GameCube back in the day when my brother owned one. Yeah, so it's got some exclusive content in there. It's the definitive version really to get, so that's very good. And then I thought, why not, I'll get Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 for the original Xbox as well. This has, I don't think it has exclusive Xbox content, but it's just a case of the next gen versions look, sound, play better than the PS1 version, and do have some exclusive content for the generation, not just for the Xbox, I believe. And while I do own it on the PS2, original Xbox versions, usually for multi-port games, are better multi-port, multi-platform. Yeah, so there we go, that is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. And that about does it for the first part of this multi-mega super duper pickups video. So I'm bigcal, thanks for watching, let me know below what you think of my pickups, let me know if there's anything out there that I should buy based on what I've bought here today, and I'll see you again very soon for the next part of this video.